had a video scheduled to come out tomorrow. Well, I guess today, if you're watching this, about the probability or realistic probability of James Robinson getting dealt. And unfortunately, for two reasons. One, video scrapped, obviously, but two, most importantly, James Robinson did get traded. He's heading to the New York Jets for a 6th round pick, conditional 6th, which can be a 5th round pick if he is to rush for 600 yards this season, which he's already at like 360, I think. I think he just needs 240 the way out. No, I'm sorry. He needs 260 more yards the rest of the season, and then that 6th round pick will turn into a 5th. As far as the compensation goes, kind of what I expected. You got a guy who is a running back. The shelf life of a running back isn't very long. Coming off an Achilles tear. He's got a knee issue right now. Hasn't looked great the past few weeks. It's what you'd expect the compensation to be. And I see a lot of people frustrated about the compensation that we got for him, saying, oh, we could have got more. You got to be realistic. You're not going to get more than that. But the problem is, I don't see how it's worth it to trade a guy like that for that compensation. I would rather have him in Jacksonville than have that 5th round pick. 100%. And for multiple reasons. One, just to have a nice complementary piece along with ETN, a guy who's also coming off of an injury. You have that kind of thunder and lightning dynamic kind of duo that we have that can really prolong both of their careers. And the thing about prolonging both of them is James Robinson is also a restricted free agent. You wouldn't have to bring him back on too much money. Another reason why his compensation wasn't great was this is his last year on contract. So you're going to have to pay him this offseason. So again, kind of diminishing his value even more. But with that being said, I would much rather have James Robinson on the team. Not even just to finish the season. I would like to bring him back. It wouldn't have costed too much. It's a nice complementary piece to play along with ETN. Two guys with totally different, abilities and play styles that really complement each other really well. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that going forward. I knew this was going to happen. It was just kind of a matter of time of when. He had 0 carries, 0 snaps last week. And as soon as that happened, I'm like, you know what? There it is. You're seeing ETN ball out. You're seeing him play really well. And I'm like, if you had JaMycal Hasty out snapping James Robinson and you're watching ETN get more and more involved and James Robinson being phased more and more out, you kind of knew. You had to feel it. You had to feel it coming. And unfortunately, here we are. James Robinson is one of the most lovable, most easy to root for guys that I've ever seen. An undrafted free agent who completely exceeded expectations and was a real bright spot for a team that really didn't have many bright spots to begin with for 2 years. And I wish him nothing but the best. To be able to come back from that Achilles tear and play as well as he did in the limited time this season for us, it's just such an incredible dude. Again, super easy to root for. It really sucks to see him go. Am I super angry, super frustrated about it? Not really. I'm more sad than anything. He's a guy that teammates loved, fans loved. It just sucks to see a guy like that leave. But if you weren't planning on bringing him back in free agency, then I guess you might as well get another pick to give yourself more wiggle room to move up, move down, wherever in the draft. Just have more assets to flip. I don't know. I guess you take it. But if I'm Jacksonville and I'm going into free agency and I have a guy like ETN, a young guy who is, again, coming off a pretty serious injury, I would much rather have a guy on a cheap contract who plays at the level that James Robinson does on the team than to let him walk or trade him away for a 5th round pick. I feel like it's a pretty easy decision. Just frustrating. Another thing I'm seeing that I have to address, I'm seeing people on Twitter, again, I think I listen to that app too much, but I'm seeing people call for a complete rebuild. I'm seeing people wanting to trade Juwan Taylor, Josh Allen. You want to take away snaps from Foye Oluokun and get Muma in there and just start rebuilding and giving the young guys more. The season isn't over. I know it doesn't look great, but we've competed in every game. That's kind of like the one thing I asked for going into the season was just to play, competent football and compete in every game. But I would have loved to be in the hunt, looking in. And unfortunately, we're sitting here at third in the division. Right now we hold the 8th overall pick. Like, we're right there. We're right there. So many one-possession games we just can't finish. But that's what a young team does. That's something you learn with more experience. And unfortunately, we lose a guy like James Robinson in the process. But I don't think this means we need to start overhauling the team, trading away our key assets, and trying to get anything we can. No need to panic. We don't need to full-on rebuild anymore. We're done with that. We're not done with the rebuild, but we're done with the getting rid of everyone over 25 and bringing in a whole 50-man draft class and signing a bunch. We're done with that. We're past that. We don't need to take everyone who's on a big contract and get rid of them. It's not the case. I mean, I'm also seeing people wanting to trade Shaquille Griffin. I'm sorry to break it to you. No one is taking that contract. No one is paying him $40 million. Nobody. There's not. You show me one team that's willing to take on that contract, I'll pay you a lot of money if you can find me a team that'll take on that deal. There's no chance. So we got to let that one go. But the Josh Allen, Jawan Taylor, whatever, stop. Pump the brakes. Breathe. It sucks to see guys on the team leave. I know. It feels like we never have a guy for more than 3-4 years, if that. But ETN is a fantastic player. He's been absolutely incredible for us so far. Just got to work on ball security a little bit. But other than that, his explosiveness and just inability to be tackled it's so fun to watch. And now that he's the only guy back there, I promise you're not going to be too worried about it. I know it hurts right now, but we'll get past it. But as far as J-Rob's concerned, he's got a fan for me for life. We play them on Thursday Night Football. I hope he runs for 250 yards against us. Still hope we win, but I hope he balls out. I feel like the organization did him really dirty. He's a guy that came in as an undrafted free agent, absolutely blew expectations out of the water. And then in the very next draft, we draft the running back in the first round. And then when that running back goes down, you think, okay, yeah, back to J-Rob. We're fine. And then you have him splitting carries with Carlos Hyde. And then you bring him back this year, coming off an Achilles tear. Looks really good in the beginning, and you phase him out of the offense. I feel like we treated him pretty poorly. So as far as the Jags are concerned, we got draft compensation back rather than just letting him walk in free agency, so I guess that's a good thing. And then J-Rob gets a fresh start in New York where he can showcase his ability now that Breece Hall's out for the season. And then hopefully he can strike up a big contract in free agency, whether that be from the Jets or a new team. Rooting for nothing but his success. Incredible guy to root for. And I wish him nothing but the best. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Unfortunately, this is a pretty sad one. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling. I know it hurts to see anybody leave like that, especially a guy like J-Rob. And also make sure to leave a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, go Jags.